Welcome back, students. I am your SST teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST June. Students, today we are going to revise chapter number 5 from geography, that is industry. Industry. What is industry? Generally, the industry is coming under the secondary activity in which the raw material is produced and manufactured. So today we are going to study about number 1. What is industry? Number 2. Classifications of industry. And number 3, we will study the factors which are affecting to the industry. So students, let's start our today's revision video with the first topic, what is industry. Students, if we talk about what is industry, industry generally refers to the production and manufacturing of goods. Means whatever the raw material is available that we have to produce, and then after that it should be manufactured, and all these processes coming under the industry. So that is industry, and industry can be divided into 3 main types according to its work procedure. What is this? That is the primary industry, secondary industry and a tertiary industry. How? Let's see. As the whole industry is coming under the secondary activity, but again the secondary activity is divided into 3 types. The primary, that means in which we are producing the raw material for the industrial purpose, so that is coming under the primary industry. In the secondary industry, when we are manufacturing any goods and other things, that is coming under the secondary industry. And the tertiary industry, as we know, the marketing and other things are coming under this. So the marketing is also a kind of industry, so that also can be included in the tertiary industry. Students, and this industry is also classified into many parts like availability of raw material according to its size, and we can say many other things are also there. So let's see what are the classification of the industry. Students, if we want to classify the industry, it can be categorized or classified into 3 main types. First is the on the basis of availability of the raw material. Okay, every industry is based upon the raw material availability, so it is the first type. Second is on the basis of size. Industry can be small, medium or the large scale industry, that is coming under on the basis of size. And number 3 is on the basis of ownership. In which we can see there are not only one owner. Sometimes the government is owning an industry, and sometimes some private industries, sometimes some joint sectors, sometimes the cooperative sectors. So now we will study what are the different type of industry and the classification. First we will see on the basis of the raw material, then on the basis of its size, and then after that on the basis of ownership. So let's start. Students, if we talk about on the basis of raw material availability, so the industry can be classified according to the agro-based industry, Number 2, mineral based industry. Number 3, forest based industry. Number 4, pastoral based industry. And number 5, the marine based industry. There are many more types, but generally on the basis of raw material availability, it is categorized onto these 5 types. So let's see one by one. What are these? First of all, the agro-based industry. Agro means agriculture. So when the industry is depend upon the agricultural material or agricultural raw material, so it can be the agro based industry, in which we can include the food types of industry, cotton industry, jute industry, and many more, sugar industry, and many more type of industries are coming under the agro based industry, in which the industry is depend upon the agricultural raw material for its first purpose. And second is the mineral based industry. As the name is showing, minerals like ores, so in which the industry is depend upon the ores, mineral ores like iron ore and gold, diamond, these all type of minerals, even the petroleum, and that manufacturing of the machineries, and these all type of things are coming under the mineral based industry. Third is the forest based industry. Name is showing forest based. So whatever the raw materials which we are getting from the forest, like timber, paper also we can include, because paper also we are getting from the softwood trees, matchbox, some herbal medicines, and furniture based many things. For many things we are depend upon the forest, like the fuel wood, that is also in many villages the fuel wood is also required. So for that, for every purpose in which we are based or we are depend, or an industry is depend upon the forest, that is known as the forest based industry. Now fourth is pastoral based industry. Pastoral, in which the industry is depend upon the animal based raw material like milk, meat, leather, and these all type of thing. These things are known as the pastoral based industry. So in which we can include the milk, meat, and the leather which we are getting from the animals. Even the rearing of the animals and for their wool, that is also coming under the pastoral based industry. Now next is the marine based industry. Marine means aqualife, or sea based or river based industry, in which we can include the fisheries, fish oil, and many type of weeds we are getting from the sea, and many more, like in which not only the fish, many other seafoods and other sea like pearl, coral, these type of gems we are getting from the sea. So that is also coming under the marine based industry. So now I think so it is clear what are the agro, mineral, forest, pastoral, marine based industries. So it is the division of or we can say classification of industry on the basis of the raw material availability. Now we will see the industry on the basis of its size. Students, generally on the basis of size, the industry can be classified or we can consider it on the money invested, number of people employed, and the volume of production in that industry. On the basis of these factors, we can classify an industry according to size as the small scale industry and the large scale industry. But one more is there which is smaller, or we can say home based, that is the cottage industry. So what is the small scale industry? Industries whose investment is up to 1 crore rupees come under the category of small scale industry, like in which we can include cloth manufacturing, food processing, and highly skilled as in the electronics and the gemstone cutting, and these all things we can include in the small scale industry. If we talk about the large scale industry, Industries having an investment of more than 1 crore rupees are called the large scale industry. They have superior quality of technology as they produce different variety of goods in large quantity. A large number of laborers, in which mostly the skills but sometimes unskilled also, are required in such industries. The production volume here is huge. For example, the iron and steel manufacturing, automobile manufacturing, or heavy machineries industries. These all are coming under the large scale industry. Now, if we talk about the cottage industry, which is the smaller industry, which do not require much investment. These industries deals with the manufacturing of crafts by hand or without machineries. For example, selling home baked cakes and making handicrafts. These are attached to home and often employ family members only. So that is the on the basis of the size. Now we will see on the basis of ownership. Let's see what is the classification of industry on the basis of the ownership. As you can see on the board, there are total 4 types of sectors, that is the private sector, public sector, joint sector and the cooperative sector. So what are the means we can say what are these sectors and how these are classified on the basis of the ownership. See students, in the private sector where the owner is one only and he is having the industry on the private basis, means no government share is there, that is known as the private sector industry, in which we can include Bajaj automobiles, Tata iron and steel industry, even the Reliance India Mobile, that these all are the private sector industry where owner is one and no government share is there. Second is the public sector. Public sector in which the government share is there and or we can say owned by the government. These are known as the public sector industry, in which no investment of the private sector, no investment from the joint or the cooperative sectors. In the public sector industry, which we can include, for example, ONGC and the SBI. These all are the public sector industry. If we talk about the joint sector, in the joint sector, both type of industries are included, in which we can include the private. Owners are private, but a share of public or the government is also there. That is known as the joint sector industry. So, in which we can include the public plus private. That is known as the joint sector industry. For example, Hindustan Zinc Unilever Limited and Balco are the good example for the joint sector industry. Now, what is the cooperative sector? Students, when there are a same idea for the business, but the owners of business are having small amount of capital and they want to open a big business, so in that case what they are doing, they are mixing themselves, and in that companies the owners can be more than 1 or 2 persons. So that is known as the cooperative sectors. In the cooperative sectors, they are taking some government subsidies, government help also they are taking, but generally in the cooperative sectors, the owners can be more than 1 or 2 person. For example, Amul and the Sudha Dairy. You can search more example for these 4 industries, but I think so now it is clear to you what are the industries or sectors which are on the basis of the ownership. Now we will see what are the factors which are influencing for any industrial development. Students, many times you have seen that any industry is not open anywhere. Means a particular place is there for opening any industry or the factory or company. So, what are the factors which are affecting to the location of any industry? So, here are many factors. Many means we can include many factors which can be influenced or which can be affecting to the industrial location. But generally we can include number one, we can include many more, but in a circle I'm telling you. Number one is the labor. Number two, power. Number three, capital, or we can say money. Number four, raw material. Number five, land. Transport. Water. And one more important, that is the government policy. There are more than these factors, but these are the general factors. So let's discuss. No one industry can be open without the laborers, because laborers are the main, or we can say foundation of any industry. So without labor, the industry can't be run. The power, in which we can include electricity and other things, because to run any industry, power is also an essential need. Then capital, money. Yes, also the money or capital for investing on any industry is so much important factor. And raw material availability, yes, without raw material we can't open an industry. As you have seen, many big industries are open. For example, the cotton industry is developed near around the areas where the cotton production is there, like Ahmedabad and means Gujarat and Maharashtra. And the iron and steel industry is generally open in the raw material availability near around the coal mines in Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, near around these areas. Same like that, marine industry also, if we include, these industries are open near around the coastal areas. Land, yes, for opening any factory or any machineries or any industry, the land is also required. Sometimes the land can be in acres or hectares. And the transport, because if the production is completed but no transport is there, so how we can sell the goods? So transport is also required. With the transport, market also can be included. Market is also an important factor for any industry and for run to any industry smoothly. Next is the water availability. In many industries, water is the important factor to run any industry, like in the cotton industry, in iron and steel industry, in the mineral industry, food industry. Many types of industries are there where the water is required. We can include many other factors, but one more factor which is now included by the government, that is the government policy. Especially in the small scale industry, now government is providing a kind of subsidy, the loan in the 0% interest, and many other schemes are run by the government to open any industry. Students, there we can include many other factors which are affecting to the location of any industry. Even we can include the suitable temperature, the good climate according to industry, because for the cotton industry we required a moderate type of climate in which humidity will also be there. For the tea industry we required a whole year rainy climate. So many other factors we can include, but generally we are including these factors because these are the required factors. Because raw material we can import, but these factors can't be imported. So these are the factors which are influencing, or we can say which are affecting to the location of any industry. So I think so it is clear to you. Students, here our today's revision is complete. We will study more about the industry chapter and its revision in our next video, in which we will discuss deeply about these two industries. Number one is the iron steel industry and number two is the cotton industry. We will discuss about them. We will discuss about the development of the industries, and we will also discuss about one new emerging industry, that is the IT or the information technology industry, which is totally depend upon the new idea of the industry. So here today's revision is complete, and here I'm providing you few important questions with their answer, which will be helpful to you. And for the next video, don't forget to watch the SST June.